Hello, my friends, and thank you for joining me for this issue of Rise Over Run, your monthly reminder to spend some time on the rise, growing your business, over the run, running your business. Can you believe we're halfway through the year already? Where does the time go? I'd like you to take a moment and think about the goals you set for yourself at the start of this year, whether formally or just kind of in your head. Where are you with those goals? Halfway through? Making progress? As we approach the middle of the year, this is a good time to reflect on our accomplishments to date and our goals for the second half of the year. This year, I tried something new when it comes to goal setting. I made myself a bingo card. I give full credit to this idea to my friend and fellow solopreneur, Sarah Cole, who recommended it late last year. I took her up on her suggestion, built a bingo card with 24 empty boxes and one free spot. I tried to put in a mix of business and personal goals that I'd like to see accomplished over the year. That's 24 goals, and let me tell you, it was harder than you think to fill out those boxes. I even felt like I was trying to cheat a little bit, thinking about how realistic the goals were to increase my odds of getting bingo before the end of the year. So this seemed like a good time to take stock of how I'm doing. As I said, I had a mix of goals for my bingo boxes. Some of these were business goals, like moving 2 of my websites over to a new platform, growing my newsletter subscribers, and finding strategic partners for my local and virtual peer groups. Some were health goals, like doing 30 days of yoga in a row or adding more strength training to my workouts, more meatless meals. And some were just life things, a getaway trip with a friend, creating a travel bucket list with my husband. The mix was intentional because for small business owners and solopreneurs like me, it's really easy to let the business goals dominate everything else. I wanted to remind myself in writing on a card I'd see that more than just work matters. So here's what I've got so far. I've crossed off 7 squares. My first reaction when I counted was only 7 out of 24, halfway through the year, but then I looked at what I did accomplish. I moved both of my websites to a new platform, something I'm meaning to get to for a year. And not only did I recruit the first 2 members of my new virtual peer group for rural businesses, but I have a full group of 5, a group which didn't even exist at the start of the year. And it had its first meeting this month. Plus, I found a strategic partner for my local peer group, and I have a getaway trip with a friend coming up in a few weeks. On top of that, I can see progress even though I'm not quite ready to check some other boxes. For example, I managed 4 meatless meals in May, but not quite the 6 on my bingo card. And I'm doing much better at reaching out to connect with potential peer group members, though perhaps not weekly like my goal. Plus, now that I'm revisiting my bingo card, which has been hanging on the bulletin board in my office, I can see several tasks that I can ask my good friend Claude Cowork to take on for me, like mapping out social media posts or creating a spreadsheet to track blog content. So overall, I'd say my bingo card experiment is going well, and I'm proud of the items that I checked off. I can see a path to getting a few more done soon. But what I know is I still have 17 squares to go, which means I have a clear direction for the second half of my year, at least more clear than it might be without my bingo card. Now, I don't want this video to be all about me, so now you need to get involved. Here's what I want you to do. Set aside 15 minutes sometime in the next week. Mark it down in your calendar now. I'll wait. Okay, with those 15 minutes, I want you to think back to January. What did you actually want to accomplish this year? Write it down. It doesn't have to be on a bingo card. It could be on a list or sticky notes. And remember to combine your business and personal goals and accomplishments. It could be a long weekend away from work with no distractions. We're finally taking that AI course you've been meaning to try. Then ask yourself 2 questions. 1, what have I already done that I haven't given myself credit for? And 2, what do I still want to make happen before the end of the year? If you're familiar with Dan Sullivan's book, The Gap and the Gain, you know that we tend to focus way more on the gap, how much we still have to accomplish, all those unchecked boxes on the bingo card, and not nearly enough on the gain, what we have accomplished, the 7 boxes I crossed off. Small business owners are really good at moving on to the next thing without pausing to acknowledge what they've already built. The midpoint of the year is a great excuse to stop and look both ways, consider both the gap and the gain. If you want to steal my bingo card format for next January or for the last half of this year, I'll link the template where I share this video, or just email me to ask for it at kelly@secondstagegrowth.com. And if you want to share what you've accomplished in the first half of your year, drop it in the comments or share it with me. I genuinely want to hear it. Thanks for watching this Rise Over Run video, and reach out to me anytime at kelly@secondstagegrowth.com. Thanks.